old pros are up to some shenanigans. We got a good one for October. It's called The Dead, I think. All right, I want to welcome Gregory Anderson and Linda Lawson to our program. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Michael.
And so good Halloween kind of a tone we're going to set here for James Joyce, even though it's not really a horror, but it's...
No, the title would lead you to believe that, The Dead. It's actually more of a holiday show as well, so it kind of takes place over a January New Year's party.
Okay, and it's based on a James Joyce short story?
It is. It's the last one in his book about the Dubliners. We did a show earlier by James Joyce, and our director, Michael Pontecorvo, really loves James Joyce's work.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's a fan. I know that. He's been on a few times. He's done those before. Who are the characters? Tell me a little bit about the story. What is it about? Is it a two-person show?
No, actually, there's myself and 4 ladies.
Okay.
I play Gabriel Conroy, a professor who's from Ireland. Everyone's from Ireland, of course.
Very professor-y.
Yes, that's right. And I have a colleague named Molly Ivers, who's a staunch nationalist and a suffragette. And then I have my doting aunts, Aunt Kate.
I'm Aunt Kate.
Oh, your Aunt Kate, okay.
And my sister, Aunt Julia.
Very elderly.
Yes, we're quite elderly.
Well, comes with the territory sometimes.
We fit in very well.
Yes, and then there's my long-suffering wife, Greta.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what is without giving away a lot of plot points, what is the base essence of what the story is talking about here?
It really is a story about discovering your shortcomings and coming to terms with your mortality in a way. It sounds kind of morose, but it's actually more of an enlightening story. Gabriel Conroy is sort of full of himself and a little bit detached. His long-suffering wife bears the brunt of that. And his doting aunts see him as just this perfect nephew.
Okay.
And so I kind of flout around and am a little bit full of myself. But throughout the play, I interact with both my colleague, Molly Ivers, who gives me a real going over for not supporting Ireland, and then my aunts
We've been giving this party for 30 years, my sister and I. And although we're getting older, we still enjoy having people over. And we adore our nephew.
Yes, and I kind of have this arc where I'm, my wife and I don't get along very well, but my aunts love me, and my colleague gives me a hard time. So it's kind of fun. The characters are really, really strong. The women are very strong characters, and it really has a really lovely, emotional feeling to it. That's why it's more of a holiday show, too, because it takes place over a New Year's party. So it's very right time for the year. Perfect.
Yeah, and those are New Year's and those kind of times of those reflections and maybe take some self-assessment. So it's kind of like you said, that reckoning that kind of happens in that
exactly
character.
Right. Yes. That's exactly
what did you like about the play in terms of like how your character interacts with our main character, I suppose, here in that transformation, and what role you may play in that?
Well, I get to be a very happy aunt, as opposed to Aunt Julia, who's very nervous and anxious about everything. So I'm calm and happy, and I get to have a wonderful scene with Gregory, my nephew, about love and loss and mortality and family and reflection. So it's a very good scene that we have together. I'm really happy to be doing that scene.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gregory, do you think like a play like this kind of reminds everybody of our humanity? Like, you don't have to be the perfect boy. You don't have to be the most perfect thing. You have just to be real about who you are and have some, a reality check in your life.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In fact, that's what happens with Gabriel Conroy. He gets a reality check. He gets called out by his colleague about not supporting Ireland and nationalism, and he has a bit of an epiphany. His wife is the long-suffering wife, and so at the end, there's a kind of a reward there, shall I say. I don't want to give away too much, but it's really quite, I think it really grabs you. It's very emotional, and the whole arc is a very satisfying. Hopefully everybody will enjoy it.
Okay. And where's the play going to be held? It's this week.
Yes, it's this week. It's Wednesday. It's tomorrow, and it's at Clubhouse 7. The doors open at 6:30, and the play starts at 7. It runs about an hour. And now we've started performing our shows also in the towers.
That's right.
So that we did that last month, and it was very well received. So we
Right,
hope
for chorus line, right?
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
and we hope we've established a good relationship with
Yeah.
everyone in the
And
towers.
so that's going to be on Saturday, going to be over at the Towers?
Yes.
Yeah, they have a great little stage there, and it's a really nice place to perform too.
Excellent. So when you saw this play, when you read this thing through, had you read the short story as well as this before?
I was not familiar with
You
it
weren't
at all.
familiar with any of it?
No,
Okay.
I'd worked with Michael on another little scene and performed some Irish stuff with him before, so I knew the kind of the tenuous connection. But really, being able to do this again. See, we did this back in March.
Right,
We had some
right.
issues with the sound. So for me, revisiting it has allowed me to really kind of come to terms with the characters more. And but I'm not familiar very much with James Joyce's work, I'm
Okay.
afraid.
And Linda, when you read through it, had you, like it's the same question, had you read the short story before? And when you saw the play, how did it hit you?
No, I had not read the short story before, but I had done the James Joyce other play called The Boarding
Borders,
House.
The Boarding House.
And I was a maid in that. We did that last year, I think. And so I had read James Joyce, and I had read other plays too, because it's all in the Dubliners. So I was starting to get acquainted with his work and found it very interesting and relevant, really, to what's happening in my life now.
I feel the same. Yeah, I really connected with the character in a way that I didn't expect to. You know, even though it's something like 70, 80-year-old play, it still resonated with me in
Right.
terms of how I felt about myself.
Right. When there's truth in that, like people who don't recognize their own flaws or have to, have a kind of comeuppance and that kind of
Yeah,
thing, that resonates across generations. Sure.
It does.
Right.
Absolutely.
And what your character? Like you said, she's the happy. He's a prince. He's those things. Do you think that resonate with you in terms of like how maybe you're not willing to, maybe people aren't willing to confront like issues? I'll gloss over that. I'll pretend that's not there. He's our prince. He's our sweet little boy.
Well, I think Aunt Julia feels that way.
Right.
She sees no wrong
Okay.
in Gabriel. But I think I have a more realistic relationship and more honest relationship
Okay.
with Gabriel.
And is in that honesty though, when you approach that from that honesty thing, does it resonate like, okay, I need to be honest? Does it resonate in your real world? I need to be honest with people in my relationship. I need to not gloss things over. I need to it's okay to say, hey, we have problems or there's issues here we need to address.
Yes, that's definitely how I live my life. Definitely.
I don't.
Well, I think that's a tough. Well, in terms of this play, he has his comeuppance, like you say, and I think that's a kind of a hard thing to address in anyone's life when it's like someone calls you out, and do you get defensive, like we see like in modern days in this kind of world, or do we take a beat and say, well, wait a minute, is there something there?
It definitely has that initial pushback. Initially you push back because we don't see our blind spots, right? So for me, the very beginning, I'm rather unpleasant character. I really am, and I don't see any harm. I'm very arrogant.
I'm picking that up.
And and I mean, unfortunately, like I said, it's a bit more true to life than I want it to be. But because of the reactions and the comments from the colleague and my aunts, it all changes. And there's a moment in the middle when I'm talking with my aunt that happens that really changes everything. And it's a really nice moment that is a bit of a spoiler if I give it away, but
Don't do it.
But yeah, and that's when it all changes. But nobody quite gets it right away. Like my wife doesn't get it right away. So it takes a minute. As soon as somebody starts to change, everybody's a bit skeptical about it, right? Like, are you really sincere here? So there's that questionable sincerity.
Well, I think it's one of the most important things to do in your life is to reflect on yourself and how you treat other people and to always be ready to improve yourself and face yourself.
Yeah, and humble yourself to say, okay, I did make a mistake here.
Yeah.
And if we can get past that, that's where the real kind of opportunity is for a deeper
And
relationship.
connection, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What resonated to you the second time around? You've done this once. Was there anything?
No, unfortunately,
you didn't do
I
it the
didn't
first
get
time.
to do it. I was cast, and then I wasn't feeling well, so somebody took over for me, and I'm really happy to be able to do it right now.
Oh, okay. So this is a second chance here for you.
Yes, I really missed it.
Well, then, Gregory, I'll ask you the question.
Same. For me, it's a case to really being able to dive deeper into the character for me and to really understand exactly what he's trying to say. You know, instead of rushing through the lines now, we can take a little more care. There's a lot more engagement with each other. So for me, the second chance gives me a chance to really dig deeper into the character and feel it more.
Okay, excellent. Well, Gregory and Linda, the show's going to be over at Clubhouse 7 on the 22nd tomorrow and Saturday, October 25th at the Towers. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.